Hope you enjoyed thanks for watching. This is Sellavin giving my review on episode 7 of My Adventures with Superman. This was a crazy episode. They introduced the multiverse. Wow, I knew that it was going to be tricky because they had Mr.Mxyzptlk, he's a trickster. They actually made him as a chaos god, and and the League of Lois's, This was definitely one of the most unique episodes. And I gotta, man, let's just start with the beginning. The episode, opens up with them back in Smallville. Clark reintroducing himself to Lois. They're trying to right now establish their relationship. After what they just endured, and and they're just to like find the perfect date, but everything is interrupted all at once because Mxyzptlk and the Lois from the other universe. Right? They even have an alternate version of Jimmy where she's a girl. I think her name is. I think she's a flame bird like him. The same blog. I think his name is Jaleel. Jaleel Olsen. Yeah, that's right, Jaleel. I remember the name. These leagues, multiverse. It kind of it's definitely straight out of the comics with a multiverse Justice League, or to be Marvel, the Council of Reed Richards, or to be even more enjoyable amount of times, the Council of Ricks from another adult swim cartoon, Rick and Morty. Oh man, that show is so meta. I need to binge watch some more episodes. I forgot. It, man, and this is just crazy how they added this detail. And they're traveling to try to find Mxyzptlk. Because Mitzi, he's a chaos god, and he's trying to cause all kinds of mischief, havoc, and destruction, and they're here to arrest him. But each of these Loises, they all are Nobel Prize winners. Not Nobel Prize, they're Pulitzer Prize winners. They all won awards. I mean, there's an alternate version where he's a guy, and he got it when he was 21, and our Lois is currently 23, and she hasn't won no awards. And they're all pretty much big successes in one form or another, except for this Lois, our Lois. It seems that they're tracking Mitzi, and apparently they were all formed after Lois Prime. I've seen the animation style of this episode. They used classic animation of Lois Lane from the original comics. They even did this thing when Mixie changed his Clark into multiple Supermen. Then you got the old school Superman. Well, they got the old school 1950s cartoon Superman. You got the Hanna-Barbera Superman. From the 70s and 80s. They got the Superman from the 90s, the Timverse, the DC animated universe by Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, Batman, Kevin Conroy, and stuff like that. And he even turned into a Superman crab. I swear to God, that made me laugh. That was hilarious and funny, and the way Clark freaks out. And Mixie even gave him a little hint of his origin, as in Krypton, Because at this moment, this Clark does not know who or what he is. He doesn't know about Krypton. He doesn't know about Kryptonians. He doesn't know pretty much anything. All he is just a guy trying to figure out his path. The Smallville route. Slowly coming his way up, and then eventually become the Man of Steel that he's meant to be. But this situation is definitely a little different. With this dangerous technology and these League of Loises. The only reason why they talk to Jimmy and our Lois is to use them to track down Clark because they made a deal with Mixie because they think he's the enemy. And these girls are brandishing kryptonite weapons. These are not just Lois from other worlds. These are Lois from worlds where their Clark Kent, Superman all went bad and pretty much caused all kinds of damage and destruction. So we're talking Injustice, Earth Free, Crime Syndicate, or if you're or going back to the Tinverse, DCAU, Justice Lords, evil Superman that conquered the world. And the fact that they're branding weapons like this, and the reason why this is because Mitzi, they took something from him, an object of power, which is his traditional hat, and when he grows it, there's this third eye that grows on his head. It goes black, it goes crazy, And we get to see all these Easter eggs. Some of my favorite ones I pointed out. There's the Mother Box, Dark Side. Amazed that either belongs to could be Hawkman or Hawkgirl. Green Lantern. Mr. Terrific's T-Spear, this one spell book. Like I think, and last but certainly not least, he Doctor Fate's helmet. After we just watched Black Adam, how can know? And it looks like it's modeled after the Black Adam design from the from the movie with Pierce Brosnan. The movie had potential, despite whatever setbacks it had. I went to see, so it was a mixed bag. Then there's there are other relative factors. All these Easter eggs. Eventually they do beat Mixley and they got out of there, but there was all sorts of problems. They're all from the dark. They're all Lois Lanes who've experienced the betrayal and evil that Superman is capable of if he went renegade. So they're not very trusting. The fact that they even use the only reason why they're here, they use Lois and Jimmy to track down our Clark because they think that Mixie is working. But he's a trickster. His job is to deceive and manipulate people. And he used them, and he got what he wanted. He used them. In the end, he was arrested, but he escaped again. Then there's flat. Then there's the end of the episode. It seems that Clark and Lois are finally getting ready to get serious with the shit. But Lois, she captured this sphere. This information about Mixley. Mixley comes in and she sees the information on it, and they see multiple evil Supermen causing havoc on destruction. And Mixley said. Mixley says not every Lois Lane wins a Pulitzer Prize and not every Superman is good. So basically, because of their contact with these beings from other universes, her perspective is now skewed, and now she's starting to have certain doubts about Clark, what he is, what he's capable of, and they don't know. And she's already had issues with him with his trust, but that was slowly starting to regain. But now that she has this spear, and when she opens the spear, she has a shard of kryptonite with her. So basically, she has the one thing on Earth that has the power to hurt Superman, just like those other Loises did. It's a shame. I mean, they could have worked things out, but because of Mixley and these other Loises from the parallel universes, this destruction, this seed of doubt has been sown into her. So my guess is she's gonna like play it cool for a while, and try her best to try to relegate the situation. And down low, eventually she'll confess to most likely to Jimmy and Clark about what she saw. I mean, Clark is trying to his best to de-escalate the situation, and so and the fact that they're adding the multiverse, it also reminds me of Lois and Clark a little bit, which reminds me I gotta binge watch that on Max. And Superman and Lois, it's a good show. I just hated that they had to cancel every single CW show. Uh, uh, Things were so complicated. I don't. All those had potential, but they just got canceled one by one. Anyway, that's enough about me ranting about my favorite superheroes or shows. But certain things had to end, and so is this. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I enjoyed this episode very much. The Easter eggs were nice. Flight Ring, Chaos Staff, Mixie. I don't know what Lois's next move is going to be, but most likely she's going to try to keep her thoughts in mind for now, then wait until the opportunity to confront them with the truth. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is asking my latest review on Superman and Lois, episode 7. I'm sorry I'm late. Bye.